I'm cooking with Amber today.
Hi.
And we're gonna make some fitness chocolate.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Chocolate is one of my guilty pleasures.
Chocolate.
It's so good.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I got some of the stuff out.
Okay.
And there's a couple different kinds of the vegan version brand protein. So it's Orgain
Yeah.
from Costco.
We use this actually at home. My mom makes shakes with this and stuff in the morning. So we have this on hand, which is really
It's
nice.
a great protein.
Yeah, cool.
That's what makes this recipe a high protein recipe, which normal chocolate is basically no protein.
Yeah.
But also there's the whey version. So this is my favorite. And it's Swanson version and it's whey protein, certified grass-fed cows.
Ooh, okay.
So I think this tastes better, and that's what we're going to make today.
Can you use whatever like protein shake you have at home or things like that, or do you recommend just these two?
I do recommend
Okay.
either one of these because I get the comment all the time from ex-gym members that, oh, I made your protein chocolate, and that's usually what they call it.
Yeah.
And it didn't taste very good. It was horrible. You know, what did I do wrong? Or the texture, or it was gummy or something.
Okay.
And so my next question is, did you follow the ingredients exactly like they are on the website? Invariably, their answer is no. I guess I need to do
Use
that,
my
right?
own, yeah, okay.
Exactly. Here's the coconut oil part.
That's a lot of coconut oil.
It is.
Wow.
That's a quart. So I take it out of the tub. Again, Costco.
Costco should sponsor you at this point.
I know they should. This is it. It's organic.
Yeah, we have that one too.
Yep. The next step is to put it in the microwave, and then I do 2 minutes, and that's enough time
Melt it off.
to melt it down, and that's a quart.
Okay.
I'm making 5 batches at a time, so the recipe I think is for 1 batch, but I do 5 at a time because I have this blend tech which has this huge bucket. And it just cuts down on the times that I'm making fitness chocolate.
That's true.
Because I'm making it for myself, and I'm making it for all the ex-gym members because after their workout, they get a piece.
That's so smart.
And the cool thing about fitness chocolate is it's a fat-burning recipe. So what I tell people is, if you eat the standard American diet, which is lots of carbs and sugar, then you will get fatter slower eating fitness chocolate over regular chocolate.
There you go.
But if you're a low carber or a super healthy eater, it's actually a fat burning recipe.
So cool. Chocolate is fat burning.
Yes.
Well, this recipe.
Eat more, get skinnier. I eat half a pound a day.
That's insane. Is that like your breakfast? Do you use it as a meal or do you snack on it like throughout the
Sometimes.
day? I'm not judging you, okay? If I could eat chocolate every meal, I would too. Honestly.
Yeah. Sometimes it feels like it's a meal. Every time I get a sweet tooth craving or a chocolate craving, or I'm just hungry, but I'm not really hungry, I'm just kind of hungry.
Yeah,
and
you just want to eat.
Yeah, it's just starting to get uncomfortable. And that brings me back in my comfort zone, 1 or 2 pieces.
Nice.
And then if I'm really busy and I don't have time to eat a full meal, sure, I'll make it a meal.
Yeah.
So we're gonna pour the coconut oil in the big old blend tech.
Nice. Oh, and it's totally liquid. Okay.
Yeah, totally liquid after a couple minutes in the microwave.
Okay.
We'll let that drain a little bit. And then we're gonna dump, so for 5 batches, it's actually easy to measure out because it's a whole jug of protein powder.
So the whole thing.
So the whole thing.
All right.
So we dump it on up on under
Alrighty.
slowly because it makes a
cloud.
mushroom cloud.
I wonder if you can use other flavors. Can you use like vanilla? Do they have
Yes.
that? I mean, it wouldn't be chocolate, but would it still be kind of like a...
Yes, and I love it when other people experiment because all mine have... See, I started playing with this recipe 15 years ago.
Okay.
And I didn't...
shake size.
Okay, and I didn't perfect it until like 10 years ago.
Okay.
And for the first 5 years, lots of really awful, horrible versions.
Oh, no.
Yeah, including, cocoa butter, which keeps it room temperature, and it's pretty good actually, but it's not a fat burning recipe, it's a neutral recipe for healthy low carbers.
Gotcha.
So this, I like the coconut oil, even though it's high maintenance with the cooler, because of the fat burning quality.
Okay.
So now I'm just going to pulse it a little bit, get some of that protein powder down in it.
Okay.
give us a little bit more room to put some of the other stuff in there.
All right.
Because the next thing I'm going to put in, you can see my chocolate jar.
Oh my gosh.
See this little kit here.
I love it.
For my fitness chocolate, because I make it so often. Is the cacao.
Okay.
Raw cocoa powder, but this is for fair trade, organic.
Nice.
Not Dutch processed.
Okay. So that'll give it the really strong chocolate flavor, I bet, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's what gives it the chocolatey plus the protein powder. So there's a couple things. And I put 5 heaping scoops in for 5 batches.
All right.
And if I want to make it a little darker tasting, I'll put in another scoop.
Okay.
I'll put in 6.
All right.
And then, if I want it sweet, I will use some erythritol, some powdered erythritol.
Oh, okay.
And so what I do with this is I will take the granular form, because that's how it comes, and I'll put it in the Blendtec and make it into confectioner powder.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, and it mixes a lot better.
Nice.
The texture
it's probably not
nails the texture. So
Yeah.
that's the second question I ask people. If they say, oh, mine doesn't taste as good as yours. Then after I ask about the ingredients, then I ask about, well, did you powderize the erythritol? And usually not. And that's okay, because that's how I used to make it. And it's a little bit grainy-ish, but it's still, it tastes the same.
Yeah.
So it's just a texture thing. Now, lately, I haven't been using any erythritol, because it's a darker chocolate flavor. And I've been preferring that lately, because, tastes kind of change over time.
Yeah.
But I'm going to put it in this time. Usually I do 3 big scoops like this. Today I'm going to do 1.5.
Okay.
Because one of the versions I want to make is the Frango Mint. Are you familiar with those?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Those are addicting.
Yeah. And so we're going to use this mint extract later.
All right.
But for now, we're just going to go with this.
Okay.
So we've got the coconut oil, the protein powder,
Okay.
the cacao, and the erythritol.
Nice.
And that's the basic 4.
Perfect.
That's how
Oh,
easy
it?
it is. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I
That's
can remember
fitness
that.
chocolate. And a lot of
Nice.
people just use this. They just do this. And that's all they do. And it's amazing. It's delicious. But it does have to be the right ingredients and in the right ratios.
Yeah.
So now we're going to whip it up.
All right.
I'm going to turn this on. And then while this is mixing, I'm going to explain the secret of anti-aging.
Jeez.
Uh-huh.
Everyone pay attention.
It's as simple as that.
And that's how you do it.
Yeah, that's the secret to not age.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Mom, did you hear that? Yeah.
So, so we're almost done.
Okay.
And sometimes there's a little bit that sticks to the edges.
Right, scrape it down.
Guess how old I am? Do you know how old I am?
I actually don't know how old you are.
Okay, take a guess.
I feel like this is always a trick question when adults ask me to guess
It
their
is,
age. Because,
yeah.
like, what do I say?
It's totally...
Okay, I would say mid-40s.
Okay.
Yeah?
Mom, what do you say?
Put me on the spot.
I know.
Yeah, mid-40s. Yeah.
I guess so.
Mid-40s?
Well,
Yeah.
early 40s.
Okay. I'm 53.
What?
Yeah. And it doesn't matter. I mean, it's just a number.
Yeah.
You're as old as you feel or think.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Okay. So I scraped it off the edge, whirled it around a little bit more,
Cool.
and now we're going to do our first version,
Alrighty.
the Nibs Nestle Crunch version.
Ooh.
Yeah. With the Crispies. Aren't they good?
They're so good.
Yeah.
The texture's amazing.
Yeah. So here we go with Pro Mix is the version that I use. And it's supposed to be a cereal
Oh.
that you eat with some sort of milk, protein,
Okay.
and they're crunchy Crispies.
Oh, that's nice.
Whey, grass-fed whey.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Bev found these, and so we're like, hey, I don't think we've ever even tried it as a cereal. We're like, hey, that would be great for fitness chocolate.
It's the perfect size, too. It totally looks like the crunch part.
It is,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's unflavored.
Okay.
And then this just gives you the texture, and this is chocolate flavored, so more of a dark chocolate kind of version. So what we're going to do here is we're going to pour some in the cookie sheet.
Okay. All right.
And
Oh, looks so good.
that's enough.
Okay.
And then we're going to put the little
Crunch bits.
crunchies
Alrighty.
up on under, because this is the dark chocolate version.
All right.
So we're going to put the dark ones in here. I've done this once or twice. So
Yeah, I can tell. You know this recipe backwards and forwards.
And so that's probably good. We'll just
Okay.
do that half that
All right.
way. And then we're going to put in raw organic cacao nibs.
Oh,
So
okay.
this is the cacao bean cracked up.
Yeah.
Just smashed up, cracked up.
Yeah. Oh, you add them to the same side.
Yeah, we're gonna sprinkle it just like we did the crunchies.
Oh, God.
So this is gonna be a dark chocolate version.
Okay.
Not as dark as without the erythritol like I usually do, but it's still gonna be dark because this is a lot of chocolate.
Yeah. Chocolate
And-
lovers are gonna go crazy for
Oh
this.
gosh, yes.
It's like 3 different kinds of chocolate.
Yeah.
All in one.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Okay.
So that's a ton of chocolate.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna take the other side and we're going to sprinkle the unflavored.
Okay.
Just do it this way.
Okay.
So this side is going to be milk chocolatey because the
Oh.
erythritol's in there, and we don't have the nibs on this side, and we don't have the chocolate flavored crunchies.
Gotcha.
So that this is going to taste like a Nestle Crunch bar.
Oh, okay. Cool. And then this one's more of a dark chocolate
Yeah.
on that side. All right.
Right.
That's cool that you can make 2 batches with the same
Yeah.
base too. That's awesome. I love that.
And then this is ready to go in the fridge.
Okay.
We're done.
That's
Isn't that
it?
crazy?
That's insane.
That's how easy it is. Yeah.
That's so fast. Okay, so do you recommend fridge or freezer when you're hardening it?
Fridge.
Okay.
Fridge to harden it, freezer to finish it,
Okay.
to get it out of the cookie sheet
Oh, alright.
easier. So I'm gonna put, this is the smaller version.
Okay.
And I'm gonna put that in first because then we put the bigger cookie sheet on top of that.
Oh, okay.
And then it's stackable.
Yeah, you have this down like a science. You've got this down.
I do.
The whole.
I do.
I love it. All right.
Yeah. So next,
I'm excited.
chocolate covered
I'm
strawberries.
excited for this one.
I know.
Okay.
So we've got these silicone cupcake
Okay.
Dealy Bobs. We're just gonna put a little tiny bit of fitness chocolate in the bottom.
Alright.
Then we're gonna put it in the fridge. And then we're going to cover the strawberry with another layer. So it's chocolate covered strawberry. And you're
Amazing.
gonna get to take home all of these flavors.
Oh, you hear that? Okay, we're eating those on the drive home. This is exciting. Oh, so do you use dried strawberries or fresh strawberries?
Dried.
Oh, okay.
Dried have way more flavor.
Yeah, they actually do.
Super intense
Yeah.
because it's condensed. And then we're going to put in finished chocolate. Been sitting there a while. So we got to whirl it up a little bit.
Alrighty.
We're going to put just a smidge.
Okay.
It's hard to do a smidge. Most people do a scotch by mistake.
Just a little bit.
Right? Smidge. Just enough to cover the bottom.
Okay.
Oops, too much. That's okay. We'll just make them thicker. It's okay. Oh, it's all over the counter.
That was perfect. That
Yeah, it
was
was.
perfect.
I nailed one.
Yeah.
1 out of 20. That's pretty good.
There you go. And that one was good too.
Okay. 2 out of 20. So the big pieces go in the big ones.
All right.
And the little ones,
You can go in the little ones.
Yeah.
Perfect.
you catch on fast.
I do.
So
Do you just add one or do you? Oh, so you can add
I
multiple.
do, but you know, if you can't stack them right on top of each other because they have to stick in the chocolate
Yeah.
or because they float.
Oh,
So
yeah.
when you put the next layer on top, it'll just float up
Oh.
to the top.
Okay.
So this is how you keep it down. Is you stick it in now, then you put it in the fridge,
Smart.
and then that bottom layer hardens up.
Gotcha. Oh my gosh. So is this your favorite? What's like your favorite flavor or favorite?
I think this
fitness
is
chocolate
it.
thing? This one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to do some?
Sure. We've got 3 left. All right. So
Yeah.
let's see here.
And while you're doing that, I'm going to spread out the almonds
Alrighty.
and goji berries.
And I think we're good. Yeah, I'm out of there. All right. Oh, so for this batch, you put it on first.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yes. And some people do it after they pour in the chocolate. And I think for most people, that would be the way I would recommend, because then when you dump the almonds on top of the chocolate that's already in there, like I did that last one,
Yeah.
after I pour it in the cookie sheet, then they kind of stay where you put them. So that's what I'd recommend doing that. The reason
So you
I
can,
do
like-
it this way is because I just got stuck doing it that way, and then I'm good at it. So
Gotcha.
just, go with what you're good at, right? Now I'm going to take a risk here.
Oh gosh.
No. Yeah. Stand back. Stand back.
This could end very badly.
Chocolate grenade.
There you go.
Okay. So now it's going to be a slow pour. See?
Yeah.
Gentle, slow, making around like this in a spiral kind of pattern, so the almonds aren't moving around. They kind of get trapped there, pouring through. Almost
That
done.
looks so pretty too.
Yeah.
So is this a double batch or a single batch? I know we have 5 in the blender, but would this be
This would.
give or take?
Yeah, I bet you that would be a double batch.
Okay.
So now we can put that in the fridge.
Oh, you lay. Smart.
other direction.
He's done this
Now
before.
we've got 3 layers. Yeah, every couple weeks. That's how much I make.
Yeah.
It's
that
crazy.
is crazy.
Yeah.
Wait, I'll make sure. Okay. Here we go.
Okay. Stand back.
That was a little more risky.
That was close.
That was good.
Okay. And now we're going to make the mint version. Frango version.
Those are so good.
So we've got 20-ish ounces left. So that's going to be 1 tablespoon of this mint extract.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So now, I found
Oh my
these
gosh. They totally look like it. Like shape-wise?
at a dollar store.
That's perfect.
Yeah. So these are gonna be the frangos.
Okay.
Those are gonna be macadamia nut.
Ooh. Oh my gosh.
Uh-huh.
So are we gonna make mint macadamia nut? Because the base is mint?
Oh, you're right. It's gonna be mint
I'm sure.
macadamia
I mean,
nut.
that honestly still sounds amazing.
Yeah,
I
it's good. Yeah, it's-
I bet.
And now, so glad I remembered
Macadamia nut.
macadamia nut.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, Costco.
Oh yes, of course.
Just dropping them in. Easy
It's the
peasy.
perfect size too.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And this, I think I got this, it's an ice tray, but it's got, the bottom is silicone so you can push them out.
Right.
And we're just gonna have just enough, I think,
Okay.
to finish.
Perfect. So 5 batches, and we made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different kinds.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Lots of flavors.
So it's totally customizable too, right? Like you can add whatever dried fruits you want, nuts, things like that. I'm assuming.
Absolutely.
That's great.
I'm so excited every time somebody comes to me and says, "Hey, I did such and such." I'm like, "Wow, that's a great idea. I'm gonna try that." There's
love
people who do spicy versions, so they'll put like
Ooh.
cayenne in there. There's people that'll put salt on top.
Oh yeah. I bet
Yeah,
that's good.
salt version.
Yeah, with the caramel one, that would be really good.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Look at the mess I'm making.
Okay.
Pretty soon, the strawberry base is going to be hard enough to pour this on top,
All right.
and then we're done.
And then we wait.
Yeah.
How long do they take to harden fully? Like the base tray that we did, the first ones.
Oh, that's probably 10 minutes.
Oh.
So we're halfway there.
Oh, easy. Okay.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
So
I
easy.
love that.
Yeah.
We're definitely making these at home because
Yeah.
I love chocolate. My dad's doing keto right now too. So
Oh
this is
my
perfect.
gosh, perfect.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
my sister and I, chocolate is one of our favorite things. So this is so cool that we can have it and not worry about, it being like a guilty pleasure because you don't have to feel guilty.
Yes.
It's great.
That's right.
I think a lot of desserts are when they're healthier, they're like a healthier option. So it's like,
Right.
maybe coconut ice cream or like stevia, right? But this is literally healthy.
Exactly.
That's so cool. I'm so excited to try all of them.
Mm-hmm. You started with YouTubing when you were 9? Wow.
Yeah.
What was your first video and why?
Well, people always ask me this, and it's a two-part story. I started sort of my healthy lifestyle journey, of loose terms. My parents used to be wellness coaches, and so that was just kind of the concept in our household, right? Like healthy, fresh, wholesome. And so I grew up eating those foods, and I loved them, obviously, right? That's all I knew, and it was delicious. But I used to get bullied in 2nd grade because all my classmates thought it was uncool. I mean, they had
To eat healthy.
Yeah, and because they didn't know, and that's okay, but they had the prepackaged foods and everything, so I got bullied for that, which kind of sucks when it's something like I knew the food was delicious, they just didn't agree with me.
Right.
So that was the first chunk, and then I got really fed up, and I was like, okay, Mom, you need to be a Food Network star. And I'm not even joking, she goes, I'm too busy to be a Food Network star. So I was like, you know what, fine. I was a very stubborn kid, so I was like, film me making dinner. And keep in mind, like, I knew how to cook, and I loved cooking, but I wasn't a pro. So we filmed on our old iPad. The quality was awful. It was nighttime. We have at the time our kitchen had these orange kind of lights. It was just awful lighting.
Yeah.
I really think. Did we take the video down? Is it still up there? So
Oh my gosh, it's still on your channel?
So you can watch it if you
It's so
want.
great. I want to see that. And your
do
channel's
not
Cooking
recommend
with
it.
Amber?
Cook with Amber, yes.
Cook with Amber.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we filmed the video, and I really only thought like my grandparents would watch it. But people started liking it, and I think what was cool is I found sort of a community through YouTube of people who felt the same way that I did about food, and sort of the opposite of what I experienced when I was in 2nd grade, right?
Yeah.
And then from there, we branched off to newspapers, and we started appearing on our local news once a week, Q13 Fox, and I'd come
Once
with
a
my
week?
little...
So it's like a weekly cooking show.
Yeah. It was really cool.
That's
So
so
I started
cool.
out, I did it, I think I was about to turn 10, so I was very young. But we did it on and off, and then that summer we went every single week, and we'd show up with our cooler full of food. We'd do food demos, and we'd do live cooking segments. It was so much fun.
Wow.
Yeah.
Those were videos that went on your channel too?
Yeah, so they would be live on obviously their news, like their morning show, but then we would also take them and we would post them. So that was when we were posting the most, because I'd have my regular cooking videos,
Yep.
I'd have my weekly Q13 videos and things like that, and so there was a lot of content coming out at once and a lot of different recipes, and I think that's why people started to pay more attention, because that year chunk was just boom, we went all in.
And then your followers snowballed
Yeah,
because of
through
all that.
Yeah, and I mean, projects would come and go. I did my first Food Network show when I was 11 years old.
Oh my gosh.
So I did Rachel vs. Guy Kids Cook Off, their 2nd season. I didn't win
gosh.
it, but that was one of the first big projects.
Yeah.
I entered Michelle Obama's Healthy Lunchtime Challenge that she did. She partnered with, was it Let's Go, Let's Move, some really big organization. And she would pick a kid from each state who won. They'd enter a recipe, and then they'd all come down and have a healthy lunch, like a state dinner at the White House. So I did that.
Wow.
So yeah, projects just started happening, but that was our base. We started with YouTube and sort of news, local news.
Wow,
And went from
so
there.
cool.
Yeah.
And so you were pumping out content for how long?
So we did a lot. I would say 3 years. We had a lot of content coming out because I was also in middle school. I didn't really have a lot of homework. I didn't have a ton of volleyball and stuff going on. But then, things started to ramp up for me. I had high school, and I started playing club volleyball as well. So I had a ton of that, beach volleyball, all of that.
Wow.
So I still had your typical high school life. But we also did this. And so we kept posting videos, right? I still had projects I was doing. I worked, I'd partner with different brands and things like that. And then the big thing we did was a cookbook. So we've been working on that for the past 2 years, and it came out last October.
Oh, neat.
And so that was like the big thing. And obviously people were like, well, where are your videos? Like, you're not posting as often.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be like, trust me, like I'm giving you something else, right? Like I'm writing a book,
Right.
it'll come. And so
Yeah.
that was our last big project.
Uh-huh.
And since then it's been really hard to post videos because I'm going through a school transition. I'm changing schools. I've got the craziest summer schedule I've had so far. But I still am trying to put out content as much as I can.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah.
So, how do people get your cookbook?
You can get it on Amazon. You can get it. It's at a few Barnes and Nobles. It's in some Seattle bookstores around the area, but I think mainly Amazon because no one goes to bookstores anymore.
Oh.
Which is a bummer. Oh
Thanks,
yeah.
Mom.
And we brought one for you guys.
Haha!
Yeah.
Yes!
So that's
I
what it
love
looks
this.
like. You can get it on Amazon. It's
Oh,
$20.
I gotta run over to
oh
the
yeah.
4K
Do a close up.
so we can get a close up.
There it is.
Ooh.
That was my baby for 2 years.
Cook with Amber.
Yep. I'm so happy how it turned out. And I think what's cool about that is while posting videos it took a lot of work, but it was really nice. A lot of the videos recipes we used in the videos are in this book as well. So people, I think there's something about having all of them in one, you know? And so my goal with this book was not just to post recipes, but to sort of use food as a tool to help you in your everyday life.
Yeah.
And so that was my goal, was to help people do that through this
So
book.
cool and beautiful.
Thank
oh my
you,
gosh,
thank
look
you.
at the color.
That was my goal. Our food photographers and food stylists were amazing.
Yeah, they are. Look at
It's-
this.
Yeah, I'm really
Holy
happy how it turned out.
smokes.
I think it was cool to find a team and a company that helped, like, what I had in my head actually show up, like, on paper.
Yeah.
And so there are recipes that we've had in the family for years, ones we created for the book. There's even skincare recipes in the back because food isn't just to eat, right?
Yeah,
so
right.
that you can use it in other ways too. And I'm a teenager, and so like it's obviously that's like a daily life thing that food can help with. So I put those in there as well.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
smart. My mouth is watering.
Good.
Holy
Good.
smokes. Good job.
Thank you.
So then we just pour a little on top.
Perfect.
Just enough to cover that frozen strawberry. Mm-hmm. So because if you overdo it, it's too thick.
Yeah.
And then it's like eating a baseball.
Yeah. You don't want that.
No.
No.
Although, chocolate covered strawberry baseballs.
It's a new recipe.
Yeah.
I'll put it in my next book.
Perfect.
There you go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
They even look like. Oh, whoa.
They're so yummy.
They smell kind of like raisins.
They're kind of like golden raisins, but they're just
okay.
healthier, less sugar.
What we can do here is we're using a lid
Oh my gosh.
because it's bendable. So when the chocolate hardens up, anything that's bendable. So this is just a plastic lid
Oh my
to
gosh,
one
that
of
is
the.
so cool. So you can make a mini batch.
Yep, little mini batch. So you don't have to have a cookie sheet.
Oh my god.
Anything that's bendable, we'll get the chocolate off and putting
That
it
is
in
amazing.
the freezer probably. So that's the perfect amount.
Oh
Look
my
at that.
gosh, look at that.
So this is going to be close.
Okay.
Ooh. Yep. We're going to put that in because back in.
Okay.
That's the almond bark. This I'm sure is done.
That looks so good.
Oh.
Yum.
See now look, it's shrunken a little bit because it was in the freezer. So all I have to do is just bend the sheet.
Oh my gosh, and it comes right out.
Pops right out.
Perfect.
Is that the biggest chocolate bar you've ever seen?
That came out so easy.
Isn't that cool?
That is so cool. So how do you?
Yeah. Can you see it?
Oh my god.
Can you see it?
That looks so
Can you see
good.
it? Can you see it?
So how, do you cut them? Do you break them?
Yes. Just gonna break it up.
That's a really good noise.
And I've got
I
these
like that noise.
silicone
Oh my gosh.
baggies, reusable Ziplocs.
Wow.
So this is the Hershey Crunch version.
All right. Ooh, I like that it's cold.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. It totally tastes like it.
Doesn't it?
Oh my god.
And it melts. I think it's the coconut oil, right?
Yeah.
It melts. I hate when I'm eating a chocolate and it just kind of crunches and then just sits there and it's dry.
Yeah.
That's why I like milk chocolate a lot more sometimes, is solely because of the texture.
Yeah.
When it gets all creamy.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Okay, Beege. Yoko.
We're making so much of this when we get home. That one. And you're right, it's not too sweet. I think that was a good call on how much you put in.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's how much you normally do or what it says on the website, but that amount is really nice. I like it.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice. And then this is the dark chocolate.
That's the dark chocolate version.
The crunch is so perfect.
Yeah.
And I love the cacao nibs. They're super crunchy, but they have a really intense chocolate flavor.
Yes.
That's so good.
Okay, Yoko.
You'll like that one, I think. Almost more. It's more of a rich. Not.
Did you like the last one? Yeah.
I did.
Want some more cocoa? I'll have some more dark.
It's so good. See,
Can you
that
see
one
it?
is gorgeous looking.
Can you see it? Can you see it?
That is so pretty.
Yeah. There's a small piece.
It's such a good crunch.
Yeah.
That's really good. And it doesn't, it's not like frozen. It doesn't feel like you're eating something
Right.
like cold.
That piece doesn't have an almond in it. It's all
it just
goji
goji
berries.
berries?
Yeah. So you'll notice a little bit of a chewiness to the goji berry.
Yeah.
And the goji berry is sweet-ish too. And goji berries are low sugar, super high nutrients.
Yeah.
So you can see this is a bigger chocolate bar to crack up, so
Yeah.
it takes a little more time.
Yeah.
And that's why I've got a gallon freezer bag this time, because that's going to be a lot.
Yeah.
But it's still quick, you know?
So this is the strawberry.
Here's your chocolate covered strawberry.
Okay.
This is my favorite.
Ooh.
Yoko.
That's a big.
It is.
chocolate.
It is big. I like the taste of the strawberry. I love the freeze-dried strawberries anyway, so this is great.
Yeah, you just gotta.
Normally they're.
I'm gonna get these in the freezer
Right.
It's not.
to speed it up. There's enough
They
for us
totally
to try.
look like the mints.
Don't they wait until you try it?
That is so cute. We need to go try to find cute molds, Mom. That is adorable.
Amazon has tons of them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Amazon
try
has
it.
everything. Okay. It smells like it. It totally tastes like it.
Isn't that crazy?
That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
And they melt.
They melt.
Like, no, perfectly. This is a lot of chocolate.
I know.
But
Oh.
that's crazy that I only have to eat that much and it's
You know
already
what?
filling.
Actually, I'm so glad you said that, because there's something physiological to that, what you just said. Sugar makes you hungrier. It might fool your brain to thinking that you're full in the short term, but 30 minutes later, you're hungrier than you were before you ate that sugar. And so it's a cycle that repeats itself and it snowballs.
Yeah.
With this, because there's no sugar, it's filling.
That's so cool.
And so like 3 or 4 pieces later, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so full.
Yeah. And then you don't end up binging and eating an entire chocolate bar
Exactly.
and then eating more later. The last one.
Yeah.
Grand finale.
Mm-hmm.
Mint macadamia nut.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, definitely solid.
Yep.
All right. Ooh. That's a cool combo.
Isn't it?
Because the macadamia nuts are salty,
Bingo.
and then you have the sweet chocolate.
Yoko, what did you think of the macadamia?
Oh, it's delicious. Yeah.
What's your favorite now?
Oh man, that's tough. That one was good.
Yeah.
Still like the coconut one maybe? That
I
might
like the
still
cocoa
be-
nibs one too.
The what?
Maybe the
Texture.
cocoa nibs. What if we did cocoa nibs and mint? It's like mint chocolate chip kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You done? Oh yeah.
Because those are my two
Yeah.
favorites, so put them together and I'm
Oh, yeah.
gonna eat that forever.
There you go.
That was so cool.
That's
I
it.
didn't even know it was that easy.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, it's so easy to make. I'm like, okay, sure. It's probably got like
Yeah.
10 ingredients, maybe.
Right. Well, you know,
ingredients?
4 ingredients.
That's
A
crazy.
blender, a cookie sheet, refrigerator,
Yeah. Anyone can make it.
Anyone can make it. The other caveat that I warn people about is if you eat too much of this, it is so filling that you will skip other meals, and it'll push out other foods that you should be eating. You know, like the vegetables and things like that, because it's so filling and it lasts so long after you eat it, because it's the opposite of regular chocolate that makes you hungrier, that you just eat less good food.
Yeah.
And it needs to be a balanced diet, not just a chocolate diet.
Yeah. Just eat chocolate for the rest of your life. That's not...
Right. It's just like eating spinach only all day. Same problem. Yeah. You gotta eat other foods and balanced diet and switch it up seasonal and all that kind of stuff. People get intimidated with healthy eating. They go, oh, it's just too hard. It takes a little bit of work.
It does.
But it's not that hard.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty simple. And once you learn how and just eat real food and prepare it in your own kitchen like we just did here, that's really the bottom line. And what I tell people is, go down to the beach in the summer, find someone over 40 who's in amazing shape, if you can, because that's going to be hard to find.
Yeah.
But if you do find that person, go up and ask them how much time they spend in their kitchen. Same answer every time. Now, Bev and I have, with our website, recipe site, have simplified it. So it takes way less time than the people you would interview on the beach. Because people using your cookbook are doing it themselves. They can put aside 3 or 4 hours, make a whole bunch of meals.
Yeah,
It's not an everyday thing. It doesn't have to be. Put it in the fridge or the freezer. Boom.
Yeah, we have recipes in there where you make a dinner and then you transform it, you add a few things, you switch it up, and you have a different lunch the next day. Well, thank you so much for having me.
Of course.
This was amazing.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, of course. I'm making a chocolate. I'll send you photos. I'm probably going to post about it because this is going to be my new obsession. Like, I already know. So excited. So.
I love it.
Yeah. Well,
This is
thank you
great.
so much.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Bye, you guys.
Bye-bye.
To all the cameras. Wait, you got to wave to all the cameras.
Yeah.
1, 2,
This
3,
one, that
4,
one,
5.
that one, that one. Yeah.